So SOMA recently came out with this tool. It's a Y-shaped wrench, but the cool thing is that it ratchets. This is actually a 3-position ratchet, so you can ratchet it to tighten something, turn it over, loosen something, but you can also lock out the ratchet altogether. So super versatile. These tips are non-removable, and they're probably your most common Allen key sizes, so a 3, 4, and 5. And I thought, what better way to test out this SOMA ratcheting tool than to put together one of their bikes. SOMA sent over a SOMA Wolverine to review. Pretty well-known bike that a lot of you guys have been asking me to review. A lot of you guys have ridden, and it's finally come together. It's here, it's in the box. Let's put it together with their tool. Our packaging. Okay, I'm just gonna have to pull it out. So again, this is probably not how it would be wrapped if you actually bought something from them. It's just a demo bike. So a little bit more loosey-goosey with the wrapping job here. See if there's a seat post in here somewhere. Aha, seat post. We've got a seat post, and we've got a wheel. All essential things for a bike. Move this box out of the way. Okay, first task for the multi-tool is going to be the seat post collar. First impressions in the hand, it does feel a little bit larger, a little bit heavier than a typical non-ratcheting wide tool. It does feel pretty good, a little bit of heft to it. Overall, really smooth and easy to grip in different positions. I do love the 3-position lock. Sometimes it is quicker to just not have a ratchet in there. Let's say you're constantly tweaking bolts, tightening and loosening. Instead of flipping the switch back and forth, you can just lock in that middle position and have a regular white tool. I'm gonna fast forward through all this unpackaging. So see you in a second. Okay, we're back. The bike is mostly built up, actually, which I totally appreciate, just because, you know, just reviewing and filming the review takes up so much time. It's nice when they send bikes that are almost ready to go. So this is a new Wolverine, and it's in this pretty sweet blue color. I've only seen the orange version in person. It comes with some IRD cranks, 4632. So a way more reasonable gearing, I think, for touring and gravel exploring than your typical compact road double. What they got here is actually a 650B, and it's rocking the SOMA Cazadeiros in 650B by 42. One of our most favorite tires that we always recommend to people, especially for gravel riding. The group set is mostly 105, the brifters, the rear derailleur, the front derailleur. Up here in the front, it's got a fixation carbon utilifork, so it does have eyelets, not a full-on 3-pack mount, but pretty useful. Probably one of my favorite things is actually the brake. It's running the same Yokozuna Ultimo brakes that are on the Crust bike I just tested. And if you guys remember, these are cable actuated hydraulic brakes. So all this housing has a cable, but inside the caliper itself, it has mineral oil, and it feels and it brakes just like a hydraulic brake. So you get the simplicity and convenience of a cable brake. You can use, you know, your old brifters if you want, but you get that nice modulation and stopping power from a hydraulic disc brake. So super stoked on that. Okay, so it looks like we just have to flip this guy around. I have to say, actually one of the most convenient things about this tool is that you can lock out the ratcheting part. It's not all ratchet all the time. And it's kind of a funny feature in a ratcheting wrench, but there are instances when it's sometimes easier to just use a locked-in wrench. Okay, flip that. Let's take off this guy. So I'm just removing the faceplate here. It is a little bit heavier, so usually I like to hold the tip and spin it. It's a little bit on the more wobbly side just because of the added weight and mass of the ratcheting mechanism. Again, just minor niggles. Okay. So it's also got, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I believe these are the condor bars. Almost a hover bar-like design. So comes up, puts you in a little bit more upright position. Be interesting to try out. I'm just gonna rough this in. Play with the ratchet here. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, I dig that. Check the shifting really quickly. It's actually pretty nicely set up. So I think all I have to do really is put in the front wheel, dial in the cockpit here, and I guess that would be it. So on the front fork, it's a through axle. I believe the head is 5mm, so tool works fine with this. Okay, Okay, so I got the front wheel in. It shifts great. And man, these brakes feel awesome. I actually didn't realize that SOMA sells it in their store, but they do sell these Yokozuna brakes. So again, you can pick it up there. And if you're a Patreon supporter, then you've got a code for 20% off on all these things, basically, which is pretty awesome. Handlebar profile, a little bit funky. We'll see how I get on with that. In terms of the tool, I actually didn't use the ratcheting feature too much on this build. I tend to use the ratchet more when I'm putting things on and off, like racks and fenders and what have you. This stuff is pretty straightforward, but it is cool that you can actually lock the ratcheting out if you don't need it. So you get, a fixed Y tool with a ratcheting function. Super cool. I definitely think this tool will live in our travel bag. When we go travel, this seems like an awesome tool to assemble bikes with. So that's a super quick look at the SOMA Wolverine and another peek at this SOMA Y ratcheting tool. So far so good. This isn't a full-blown review. I'm going to use it a lot more and let you guys know what I think about it. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the tool or about this Wolverine build. And again, if you enjoy this content, support the channel on Patreon. We've got some sweet perks, like 20% off of a lot of this stuff. And again, we don't get a commission if you buy anything, so don't feel pressured to buy anything. We just thought it'd be cool to work with brands that we love, that make interesting products, and have them offer some discounts to the channel supporters. So that's it for this video, and until next time, keep the upside down.